What's going on, YouTube? It's Chris the Mechanic Guy over here at my shop right now, Firm Tires, York, PA. I'm just basically giving you a toolbox tour. Just got some tools that my wife actually bought me. It's Craftsman. It's the 320 piece. So I don't know if you ever seen it, but I'm gonna show you it right now. This is the box that it came in. It had some trays, slotted trays that go in, and it has, like I said, 320 pieces, I believe. So I don't know the actual number, but it's around that number right there. So I'm basically going to show you this toolbox. This is not my big Snap-on toolbox. That one is still at my old job. I still haven't brought it to my shop yet. I'm going to do that after Christmas or maybe New Year's, after New Year's or so. So here you go. Starting out is basically my sockets. These are the trays that the Craftsman 320 piece came out of. I just kept it like that. It just makes it look neater. This side is 1/4 inch. It does have the 3/8 ratchet right here, but this side is basically all 1/4 inch sockets. They go from 4 to 14, and then from standard it goes from 9/16, or no, 3/16 to 9/16. Does have shallow and deep, same measure or same size, metric and standard. Has extensions for 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. They do have Torque bits and Allen keys sockets. This side is all 3/8. The only thing that I didn't like about this set was that it has all these shallow sockets right here for the 3/8. It has the hex, the star, standard metric, but they only have 3 sockets that are deep well for the 3/8. It's 12, 13, 14. And then it has these. I mean, for a mechanic, I do use standard sometimes, but is really not all the time. I mean, I barely use standard, but this is 3/8, 7/16, and 1/2. And these are the only deep sockets they have for this set, for 3/8. And these are all hex bits and torque bits or whatever. They did have the adapters to convert. That's the 3/8 to 1/4 inch. I'm pretty sure this is 1/4 inch to 3/8 and 3/8 to 1/2 inch. And this is my little own one that I had, that I got from my impact screwdriver. There is smaller 3/8 right here. This is a 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16 and 1/2 for shallow. Like I said, all shallow basically. So those are the 2 trays. There's actually one more tray, but I actually took that out, and I got the sockets. Where are they? Right here. They were for the 1/2 inch. That was the next tray. It goes from I believe either 8 to 14 maybe, or no, 8 to 16 I believe, and then there was a standard as well, which I said, like, I don't really use standard. And this is all Craftsman, guys. This is all Craftsman that I'm showing you. I did have sockets from Craftsman before, like this. This is my 3/8 set that I had. My old shop, somebody stole all my sockets. As you can see, a big gap right there. I don't know what happened when I told them that I was leaving. They were mad, and a lot of my tools started missing. So there's that. Like I said, this is Craftsman as well. This is 1/2 inch. This goes 3/8 and then 1/2 inch, shallow, and this metric as well. No, this is actually standard. Sorry about that. This is standard, metric. These are the big Craftsman sockets. I use these for sometimes, axle nuts, or I really actually don't really use them. I just use my impact sockets, but that's what they're for, axle nuts. Hex bits, more hex bits and torque bits right here. These are my 1/4 inch sockets. I have, they're actually from Pittsburgh, color coded. I got them for cheap, so I was just like, hey, let me just buy them. But now I'm gonna start using these. I do have a Blue Point set for my 1/4 inch sockets, but like I said, I just got these, so I don't really even need to use the Blue Point. These are my torque bit sockets. These are for locking lug nuts, the locking key ones. If you can't get them off, if they can't have a key, you just hammer this in and it comes right off. This is actually a really good set to have. I got these from Harbor Freight. I got them for cheap. I haven't used it yet, so I really can't tell you if they work or not. They supposedly say that they could get any freaking bolt that's rounded or something like that. It supposedly helps with the grip. This is my magnetic tray Cobalt for the half-inch impact. Obviously, it's too small for the 10. Like, if I flip it, it's not going to fit in that hole, which is kind of disappointing. So I realized probably this is for not impact sockets. These are for just regular chrome sockets. But it works great. It's magnetic, and it's pretty cool. I got my screwdrivers. These are all flatheads on the left side. Right side is all star, whatever you want to call it, Phillips. These are my two flashlights. I actually just bought this flashlight yesterday. I don't really like Stanley, but Stanley, I mean, this flashlight is actually pretty cool. It is rechargeable, and I mean, this thing is bright, man. I tell you guys, like, I think it said 400 lumens or whatever, and it has 3 different settings. That's the SOS, that's the bright and dim, and then the SOS, and then shut off. Yeah, so I just got that yesterday. Like I said, it is rechargeable. That's the reason why I got it. I did have a Streamlight, but that's a freaking long story that kind of pisses me off sometimes. It's you know how supposedly Streamlights have a lifetime warranty. I was working at Meineke at the time. My Streamlight, the LED in the Streamlight, actually just stopped working. Like something was happening. It wasn't turning on basically, and supposedly, since it wasn't turning on, I was like, hey, Mako guy, can you please, since I bought it from him, I was like, can you please warranty this? And I had it for probably like 2 years or so. And he was like, yeah, there's no problem, whatever. I was like, okay, cool. And this is when I was actually working at Meineke. And he was like, cool. I know I said, I was like, cool. So here's the flashlight. How long do you think it'll take? He was like, oh, about 2 weeks. I was like, oh, that's no problem at all. And he stopped showing up to the shop that I was working at, and I was kind of getting worried. I was like, oh my gosh, he has my flashlight. And I mean, it's just a flashlight, guys, but this flashlight is not cheap. If you have a Streamlight, the Streamlights are not cheap. They're like, I think I paid around $400 for mine or something like that. And so I was like, I called him, and I'm like, hey, where you at? Like, it's been already 2 weeks. He's like, oh, it hasn't shown up yet. And then it started going like 5 weeks. I mean, it started going ahead in 5 weeks, and then he just stopped showing at all. And then I switched shops. They switched me shops, and then I seen him at the shop that I switched, and I was like, hey, what happened? Like, you stopped showing up at the shop that I was working at. He was like, oh yeah, cause I stopped going to that route or whatever. And I was like, hey, did you ever get my light? And he was like, no, man, I don't know what's going on. They haven't brought it back. And I was just like, oh man. And then end up happening, I owned my own shop, and I just lost out of that light because I just stopped seeing them in general. So that was kind of a pain, but that was a little story right there. Back to the toolbox tour. These are my axle nuts. I got from 37, I believe, all the way down to 24. These are my plier drawers. This is a real mess right now. Like I said, this is not my big Snap-on toolbox, so I really don't even have space in this drawer, but you get the drift. This is a little max set right there that is the little small pliers. These are max sets, Husky, Snap-on, Craftsman. I really don't even know what this is. This is Snap-on, Husky, or Hyde, whatever that is, and yeah, and this is a little cheap brand that I bought on eBay, but it works. It cuts metal. So, and this is the this set right here, or this pliers, whatever you want to call it, clamp pliers. This is that special clamp that you put on clamps like that, and then you just squeeze it. I didn't even know that was like that, but that's a cool example right there. You would just squeeze that in, and then put it on the hose clamp. Pretty simple. This is my ratchet drawer. This is 1/2 inch right here, 3/8, 3/8, 3/8, 1/4 inch. This is Blue Point. This is 3/8 Mako. This is all Pittsburgh right here. And I tell you, oh no, this is Snap-on right there. But like I said, I made a video before about Snap-on and Pittsburgh, how I feel about that with the prices and everything. But If you want to go see that, just go into my channel and then look up that Snap-on versus Pittsburgh, or whatever I called it. But these are the ratchets right here. These are my extensions. Impact driver, which this sucks, man. I tell you now. This is Craftsman, I believe, but let me see if it says it. Yeah, Craftsman. There's the part number, I believe. I mean, I tell you right now, this thing sucks. I hate it so much. I need to get a better one, a Snap-on one, or Mac or something, because that's something that you really need in this industry with brake jobs and stuff like that. Or you could use a torch and just melt it off, or cut it off, whatever. This is all my gear wrenches, 3/4 from down to, I believe it is 1/4. Yeah, 1/4. And this is 18 all the way up to 10, or no, actually 8. But I like I said, they were stealing stuff out of my toolbox, and they took my 9 and 8. So, and this is a mess, guys. Don't judge me about this, but this is all my metric wrenches and all my standard wrenches and Allen keys, and then my picks and hammers and stuff like that. I need to get when I get my big toolbox over here, I'll show you a lot better, like, of organization and all that. This is my torque wrench. This is Craftsman. I barely use it because you should always torque your wheels, but I barely use it because I use my torque sticks. So this is 100, 150, and 80. So this is my Craftsman gun. I made a video about it. I actually love it. I used it for probably, since I made that video, it's been probably 3 weeks or maybe, and I use it every day. I mean, it works great. Blue Point air hammer, Mako, a stubby. This thing is amazing as well, but sometimes for axle nuts or anything like that, it doesn't have enough power sometimes because it's pretty seized and rusted. Mako air ratchet, Snap-on cut-off wheel. This is a little Pittsburgh Harbor Freight die grinder. This is a little Central Pneumatic. I forget who made Central Pneumatic, but this is just basically for my flat repairs. I just use that to drill the hole in. This is Snap-on 3/8 impact, and these are Mako brake for the pistons to push back, and that is just a whole bunch of stuff for the air hammer and oil filter, and battery pack. So basically, a bunch of crap. Down here, I think I told you guys this before, but this is my Mako set. That's the bigger wrenches, gear wrenches. I think it goes from 21 to 27 or something like that. It's pretty high. This right here is that Blue Point set that I set for my 1/4 inch. You could barely see it. Let me take it. There it comes like that. I think this cost me about $100, maybe a little more. But comes there. My ratchet is up there, so, but that's the whole set right there. It goes from 4 to 14, and then your standard, which I really don't use. And then that's my brake tool down right there. That's for the ones that twist instead of pushing. All just my gloves. I am a glove guy. I don't like to dirty my hands, even though my hands are dirty right now. Those are just my PP Blast and all that. This is my cart, and it is a mess right now. I did a power steering pump, and I just basically threw everything from that. I didn't want to clean the shop. This has been another mess right here. And I just did a tune-up too the other day, and I just tossed that right there. These spark plugs were done, toasted. That's my bolt drawer, or bolt bucket, as you want to say. This right here is my little Snap-on bag that I carried, mallet or dead blow, whatever you want to call it, and some ratchet straps. These are some special tools. My inner tie rod tool, and this is my slide hammer for hub bearings and all that. These are all my tires. This is my MIG welder. I have a Lincoln, the best one I think in my eyes. These are all my special tools down here. I got, basically everything. Ball joints, pulleys, anything really. And this is not my toolbox over here. This is my uncle's. He left it here. He needs to pick that up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like I said, I am 23 years old. I do have my own shop. I rent it out from my uncle. He said that I'm doing actually pretty good for, I'm doing better than what he did when he first started. So he thinks that he's gonna just sell it to me. So that's my goal right now, is for him to sell it to me, and then I'll have, you know, my own shop for the rest of my life, you know what I mean? So, that's it for the toolbox tour, guys. I said guy. There's basically nothing really else except these motorcycles, you know. We do work on bikes here sometimes. That's my uncle's bike right there. He built that from the frame up. I mean, he put the engine and everything. I have a tarp over it because it rains and I got holes in the wall, the roof. Yeah, as you can see, it's wet right there. But this is how it looks, guys. Yeah, that's his bike right there. He built that from the frame, and then he put the engine. I mean, this bike is crazy. I don't really know all the specs about it, but I know it's fast as hell. There's my tire machine. I love this drink. If you guys never had it, try it, man. It's cheap, only $1. It's addicting, though. And that's a tool cart that I use, but I let my uncle use it for his bike, because he's putting in a sprocket. He's putting a sprocket, a chain, and an axle. That's because I guess his old axle cracked, so he was like, let me just change everything. So that's it, guys. So please comment, like, and subscribe. It'll be great if you comment stuff that you actually want me to do. Like I said, I'm going to bring more content in the future about me actually working on vehicles. It's just that I'm looking for a legit camera. I don't know what camera to buy, so if you guys know a good camera, let me know as soon as possible, and a tripod, and I'll start putting in videos of me actually working on vehicles and everything like that, and try to get content that you guys actually like or need help on, you know what I mean? Because we always need help, no matter who you are. So I'll see you guys. Talk to you later, guys.